Hello and welcome to Bad Dog Comedy TV. It's live comedy on YouTube, and tonight you're watching a live podcast recording of Nostalgique on the Sonar Podcast Network. And now give it up for the hosts of Nostalgique, Ben Sosa Wright.
Oh my God!
And Aiden O'Loughlin.
Yes! Oh my God! Wow, we're here.
We're here. It feels so good to be back in the YouTube space.
I think it's where we belong as gay people. I think it's a space we thrive in.
It's a space maybe we've even carved out for ourselves.
Do you remember Tyler Oakley?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, I am not a Tyler Oakley person. Also, wait, I feel like we should say hi to people watching. Hi! Oh my God, missed you. I'm wearing Roots, so you could tell I'm like so comfy. I have bangs.
I too am wearing a shirt, but it's not Roots. I love your bangs, by the way.
I knew it was a bit of a risk, but I feel kind of younger.
No, they're gorgeous. I love them. They frame your face beautifully. And when I look at your bangs, I know these aren't a cry for help. This is a statement of the new Ben. This is your new era.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
This is the new era of Ben.
Because bangs are normally a cry for help.
Oh,
and I will actually go on the record as to say that I should go to federal prison for the amount of times I've lied to a coworker, telling her she's looked good in bangs. I really should.
You know what? No, that's your right. That it's not your right to lie, but it is your duty as a citizen of this earth to reinforce the decision. Because once bangs are cut, they're cut.
They're cut. And once bangs are cut, they're cut.
Yeah.
That is true. But also, once they're cut,
get this.
Get this. Once they're cut, they also.
There's one thing I know to be true. It's once they're cut, they're cut.
They're cut, but get this. Once they're cut, they also grow, and I feel like bangs, when they're freshly cut, they have a period of being like fierce, executive, high fashion. But then you got maybe a week or two in, and it becomes a little bit remember the dog, it's kind of a sheepdog.
Yeah.
Not that people with bangs are dogs.
But if they want to be, they could.
If they want to be, they could. But that was all to say, wait, what were we talking about before?
We were talking about how bangs grow.
And that's honestly it. But we haven't seen each other.
You brought up Tyler Oakley.
This was it. So Tyler Oakley, speaking of YouTube goes, I looked at, and Tyler Oakley, he's that. I am nostalgic. I'm not actually really nostalgic for that, but I'm nostalgic for that kind of naive era of YouTube where it was like,
yeah,
it was very kind of like, it was more wholesome. Now it's kind of like Mad Max.
It's true.
But like Tyler Oakley, he got buff.
True.
I didn't know this. He was like truly the twink.
But here's the thing. There's two ways for you to become unrelatable. You either get rich, yes, or you get buff. And then suddenly no one cares about what you have to say anymore.
That's actually true. And you know what? Oh my God. A person I follow on Twitter, their handle's Infinite Pest. They tweeted this, and I wholeheartedly agree. They tweeted, hot people should not be allowed to be sad.
It's true.
And
I'll take it.
Because hot people, it's like,
what are you really sad about?
Like when you're sad and you're hot, it's just kind of like, well, like at the end of the day, like your day.
That's the price you pay.
That's the price you pay. And if you so choose, you could be happy. You just have to walk into a space and people will be like.
With a mirror. Or like, I don't know, like hot people, like muscly people. I've decided this today.
Muscly people are to me what network television is to television. It's
okay,
like
we're writing this down. It's actually now a part. This is the Constitution.
It's like yes, of course they can be good. I'm not saying like it's like they're there. There's a lot of it going on, but I'm like, give me an FX, give me Hulu. And by that I mean those are different body types. FX and Hulu. If you identify as FX or you identify as Hulu, that means you exist outside of the typical gay muscly norm that we know to be.
And here's the thing, you like you were saying, like there is value to a muscly person for sure. But
thank you. Tina Whitecastle says this in Ben's
TED Talk, and then the Sonar Network co-signs it by saying, haha.
Can I say something? I would not do a TED Talk. I would not do TED Talk. I would start my own. And do you want to know what it would be called?
What?
Ben Talk.
Ben Whispers.
Can you believe that? Imagine same style story, like same logo, but Ben Talk. Everything's the same. I'm
on board.
The thing is, I just love to be on stage.
Except I want a new thing for it. So instead of it being Ben Talk, I want it to be like Ben's Secrets. So like everyone, like everything that you tell, like is so informative, but you like whisper behind your hand.
Oh my god, that's it. Like
everything Ben is involved in is Ben's TED Talk,
and I can't help it. It's a cross to bear to have to be the final authority on everything, but it's
a lot of paperwork.
Oh my god! Did you hear that? I moved my hands back and I cracked that was shocking to me. That was like,
I mean, that's the weight of it.
Oh my god.
Your little wrist.
Wait, so I'm sorry, this is actually breaking intel. Sonar Network is saying that TED is an acronym. So what does Ben stand for? First of all, news to me, I had no idea TED was an acronym. What does it stand for?
I'm gonna say teach, educate, and dictate.
Oh, Connor's saying it's technology, entertainment, something. Technology, entertainment, what?
I'm
digital?
Looking. Technology, entertainment, design.
Design. No, I don't like that. Ben would be Ben, B for Ben, obviously. Ben, enlightening. No, I was going to say no. Ben, enlightening, nostalgique. Sonar, write that down. Okay, that's incredible. Okay. Now it's time to bring in our illustrious guest. And we've had him before, we'll have him again. It never fails. It never fails to have this gem. And true, I talk about myself being an authority. We need to have an Adonis TED Talk, an A Talk.
Oh, yeah.
Our guest today, truly, you could watch them. Oh my goodness. I had the dates in front of me for High Tea with Adonis Charlie. Dates are for that. I forget, but we'll get back into it. They're on. It's on a day. It's on a weekday. I really want to say
a Wednesday.
You want to say Wednesday? I want to say Thursday. I think. God. Yeah. We'll have to ask him about that. You know what exists outside of time is their NFB documentary, I Am Gay, that you could stream now on NFB's website. It's incredible if you haven't seen this documentary. It's so it's heartwarming, it's funny, it's gorgeous. I'm obsessed. Please welcome to the Sonar Live room, Adonis Charlie.
Ladies.
Ladies.
I'm so happy to be guesting on Ben Talks today.
In the name, I can't.
I wish I had more time. I could actually change the letter.
I can't wait to take a screenshot of that later. That truly made my. You have so many tricks up your sleeve.
I'm a little trickster.
You really are a little trickster. Like when I think of you, I think of magic. Truly. Oh my god. Speaking of magic, before we get into it, I have to say that I will be giving away a prize to either Aiden or Adonis. It's a gold star, and whoever is my favorite at the end wins the gold star. So that's just something to keep in mind through all of this.
God.
Because we were talking before the recording how we really want to give away more prizes and we want to incorporate prizes because there was a scandal in the Nostalgique Sonar universe there was a fan art contest. I don't know if you've heard. And the Nostalgique listeners did not really show up in that regard, giving us fan art. We were sad to have lost that competition. And to that, I say never again. To that, never. So
we're going to reach out to the artist community.
Yes. And you know what? Like, we are part of the arts community.
It's true.
Sorry.
Lest we forget.
I'm really
sorry.
Full disclosure, I smoked a bit of weed before this, and I'm really feeling extraterrestrial.
As ABBA would say, a wop bop a doo bop.
ABBA would say that I'm certainly scatting. ABBA famously has said that when they want to get high on weed, she wants to scat or tap dance. So
well, our lovely icon for the day has done both. It is recorded history, so that is apropos.
That is apropos. And that is apropos of our iconic topic.
Wait, can I ask a stupid question?
Yes.
Is apropos just a fun way of saying appropriate?
I don't know.
I don't know. All I know is I wanted to repeat it immediately after AJ said it. I was like, this is something I want to say. But what does it mean? Apropos. You know what my favorite?
Okay. It's, okay. I quickly Googled it.
Okay.
And it's just with reference to connecting. So it's not a fun way of saying appropriate, but it did work in that context.
But I do like that, like if something's appropriate, like if I'm wearing a sensible blouse, Aiden, you could be like, that's apropos.
That's apropos for this event.
Yes.
So we're stealing it. It's gay slang now.
It's gay slang, and sooner it's going to be on Drag Race next season. They're going to have a whole mini challenge about it.
They're going to say, let's get apropos, and then death drop.
Yeah! Oh my god. Our topic, is she a drag queen? I think so.
Interesting.
Oh my god. I've actually never
been honored in that space.
I mean, she's queer. She's queer canon, I'd say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And sorry, please continue.
No, say yours.
I was just gonna say every queer person I know has some sort of relationship to this artist, whether or not they're like a super big stan. They're definitely like, oh, but her. Like I know, I'm familiar with her, and I get what she's all about.
There is a queer awakening associated with her in some way or another.
I feel she transcends sexual orientation. She transcends maybe even.
Although, can I say something?
Yes.
Maybe this is controversial, so correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like straight men can't see her.
That's not controversial. That's fact.
I think that's science, actually. I think just particles are just undetectable to the naked heterosexual eye.
She's vibrating on a high frequency.
100%. She can't be seen. Not even in photographs, I think.
No.
I showed a picture of Bjork to my father, and he said, "That's a beautiful beach." That's all he saw. And of course, we are talking about the Icelandic, the original kooky girl, the one and only Bjork. It's Bjork, everybody.
We're doing it. We're doing the queen, the Icelandic goddess, the earth spirit, Mother Gaia herself.
Nymph, volcanic nymph.
So much volcano.
Celestial light, aurora borealis, labia.
Yes.
Oh my god.
Yes. So much that. So much labe. So much labe.
So much labe.
And it's fantastic.
I mean, we hinted at Bjork. We baited Bjork last app because I feel like to go from Solange to Bjork, it makes so much sense.
It makes sense. Bjork is like the prototypical art queent. Okay, Bjork was doing that. Bjork walked so your little barely eyelash, so your little FKA twinks could run. She invented quirky. She made the word comes from Bjork's lexicon. She invented ort. She literally invented ort. She Bjork had her MoMA exhibit. More on that later. So and that let Solange know, hey, it's time to take these museums up. These are these are pop girl spaces now.
Oh my god, that soundbite needs to be preserved in a time capsule and shot off into space.
I want that entire. I want a transcription of it so that I can get it tattooed on my lower back.
I want a lower back tattoo, but that's neither here nor there. But I will that
you have or you want.
I want a lower back tattoo.
Okay, there's no way we're blowing past that.
I don't know what it will be of, but I just want one just because like I feel like it would be just so much fun to have someone see it and be like, oh my god, you know what I mean? Like, what's the story?
I think it's not taboo anymore. I feel like it's like there was a time, like I feel like you can get it, not ironically, but you can get it knowing to be like, wink at the camera.
Oh, but that's what I want.
Yeah.
And I want to be wearing like not short like crop tops or anything, but like t-shirts that just kind of like touch the.
When you reach up for something in the pantry, your shirt rides up, and then everyone's like, "Oh, hello."
Oh, I'm actually so embarrassed to be wearing Roots today. It just felt like, you know what I mean? Like I should have worn something nicer. I'm too athleisure. But okay, Bjork, she's original art queen. She is. Mm-hmm. I feel like she is the first person for me, and maybe for everybody else, who truly just like art and her music and art were like this. You know what I mean? Before it's kind of like music here and like fine art here, but Bjork was like, no, I'm gonna be like a walking canvas, and my music is gonna take from so many different things and still be pop. Was kind of cray. I don't know. What say you?
It's true.
It's absolutely right. And she really walks the fine line of like what can still be digestible, but also kind of musically advanced. So it's really, that's what keeps her interesting for me. She's like so weird, so experimental, but at the same time, it's a collection of bops, her catalog.
It like, really, it's so interesting how like her music is so freaky and experimental that if she were like an emerging artist today, she might even like struggle to break into pop, but like or maybe even like to like the fame where she is now. Like I'm sure she'd still like tour and stuff, but like her music, I feel like it excited so many people at the time, and like because like and something with Iceland, you know what I mean? Because you know what? Because you listen.
It's true. You know that's the key ingredient.
And just like the earth landscape and incorporating that into her music. Like, do you listen to I can't pronounce her name right? Sugar Rose?
Yeah, Sugar Rose.
Sugar Rose. I can never pronounce it. But like, they're another group from Iceland where their music truly sounds. It doesn't sound like recorded audio. It sounds like the Northern Lights drifting like through my ears. And it's like it
does. The lead singer doesn't sound like a human being. They sound like a cold wind breathing past your ear.
And you think like the quality of Bjork's voice, true. It's like there's something like so like alien and like freaky to it that I'm like, how did this girl manage to like become a true like a worldwide star was in such like a unique kooky package?
I feel like at the time, because like she came up in the 90s when there was like grunge at the beginning, right? And then like kind of continued through to like the millennium. And I feel like that was like a perfect time to be like, you come out of the like primordial ooze, like in grunge, and everyone's like, this is weird, I'm obsessed with it. And then like as things become like very bubblegum in like 1999, 2000, 2001, it like kind of morphed into that as well, where you're kind of like, this is something like kooky and weird and off the beaten path, but like very bubblegummy still too.
I love that. Oh my god. I was scared of her as a child.
Of course.
You must explain what traumatized you so.
I not maybe traumatized wasn't not the word, but it's more like I was like something about her made me feel like uneasy. Like I was like, this is just because also her pattern of like speech, I think when you're younger, kind of like, okay. And like I remember watching her in like an e-talk or something, maybe like an interview and her talking about her music, and like I was somewhat aware of her more because of Kristen Wiig's impression of her in SNL. And I remember kind of being aware of that caricature first. And then Bjork is like a musician, artist extraordinaire. I mean, this is like a freaky, kooky girl. But I didn't start listening to her music until grade 9, I want to say. So until much, much later in high school. and I was aware of her looks and everything, and her like standing as kind of like an avant-garde fashion red carpet freak.
So this is the moment where I'm truly assaulted by how young you both are, because for you to be describing the SNL period of Kristen Wiig and then being in high school much later makes me want to throw myself off the roof.
And by much later, I mean like I don't know, maybe in grade 6 or whatever. I don't know. But
so,
Aiden is right.
In my brain.
Aiden is right in that I'm very, very young, and that I'm only actually 19. So,
and put that on Wikipedia.
Adonis is only, how old are you? 13?
18 in a day.
18 in a day?
You know, I passed for all
18 in a day.
Oh my god, but you can't drink still. You're not 19. So.
No, I have to go to Quebec every time.
Oh my god, we should go for your birthday. We should go to Montreal.
We should. Let's go right now.
Oh my god, could you imagine?
Great time.
Oh my god, that actually, I remember when I went to Montreal to look at universities, and I was so excited to drink, and then like I walked into like the Depinier, and it was just like gross beer, and it's like I actually wish there was an LCBO for me to shoulder tap to get some fun coolers or something. But anyway. AJ's back.
Oh, okay. Two things.
Yes.
One important thing. How would we feel with the statement Bjork if Bjork were a Canadian city, she'd be Montreal? How does that with
absolutely.
Us? Oh yeah.
Wait. Here's the thing. Or is she actually Victoria?
Or to go even more random and weird, but like maybe on the nose, is she like Dawson City, Yukon?
Because a big element, because I do see what you're saying about Montreal. She could totally be Montreal, but she is so outdoorsy, and she is so like, I speak to plants, and like they give me musical notes, and I feel like she's
like what Montreal's inspired by.
Mm-hmm.
But she definitely did her undergrad in Montreal, but then she became a BC girl. That's her journey,
and when she delivers babies there. She's a doula.
She's a doula. Bjork would be a great doula, and that child would probably have superpowers.
It would be a genius child.
Genius child. The child will come up be a musical genius. And wait, does Bjork have children? No.
Yes.
What?
I think she has 2 kids. She's one from the 80s and one from the early 2000s.
I don't like that. Why? I'd rather her not. Only because I think it's so mysterious to just not have children.
I know, but her being a mom is a significant point of her plot development. Her plot development of her
television show.
No, I guess no. That does make sense. Like fertility and kind of like that is a very big. Yeah, she's.
You're right. She does have 2 kids.
Oh my god. And you know what? This brings me to my next cue, because my favorite album of hers is Very That. And I'm thinking that, and even in the title.
Oh, so do you want to go album by album and then we'll reveal a little bit?
Oh my god. Okay.
Yeah, because I think that, as you were saying, her music, her art is like this, and I think one of the best ways you could see that marriage is through the album art and how it ties into the music. So I think that's a good place for us to start, and then people at home, you can see these covers too, because I prepared them for you.
And truly, we got a taste of it before we were recording, and it was a bit shocking. It wasn't Post. What was the album that came out? I forget. Anyway, but I will say this. My favorite album actually, no, that gives away my favorite album. Never mind. Okay. So first album, let's go.
Let's go. So this is Bjork's album debut. Look at this lovely minimal cover.
Iconic.
Gorgeous. All her albums. What I love about her, I'm going to take this down now. Now we know. Bake it in your memory. This is it.
And that's the iconic Bjork physicality that we all kind of still mimic today.
Yes, this just motion is Bjork.
Very.
And I love how there's always 2 things about Bjork albums you could always expect. One, she's going to be on the cover, and she's gonna be stunting somehow. Second thing, all her album titles are uniform in that they're one word, one short word, and that is it. That's it. That's the album title. Never changed that. Bjork's album debut is her second album.
Yeah, because what's the first? The first one is
her debut album is Bjork, which came out when she was 11 years old.
That's insane.
Stop.
It's wild. Nobody talks about it, but Bjork has been in the game since the womb, essentially.
Can you download this album, or is it like a secret relic?
I wonder if it's even on Spotify. I have to look. I'm gonna look on Spotify right now.
It's not Gling Glow.
That was before debut.
Yeah.
But I don't know if it counts as a solo album. But Gling Glow, also weirdly bop-ish, Gling Glow. And I just read this, but apparently, as of like 2011, so take that as you will, Gling Glow was her best-selling album in Iceland.
Wow.
Really?
And just to explain what Gling Glow is, it's like an album of Bjork covering a bunch of random jazz tracks in Icelandic, and it's fun, but it's like
that's so
nothing like the Bjork to come, but
right.
Maybe Iceland is just full of artists like Bjork, so they're like, like Bjork is just the one that made it, but like every corner of the Icelandic music charts, it's just like another girl named like Shmorp. I'm like, she's the girl. You are so, I mean, when I think about every Bjork album, I'm like, yes, she's on every cover, but you're absolutely right. It's like, it's her, she's the focal point, crazy background. And I kind of might wager that her looks on the album get crazier as it, because like debut is a very like stripped back, it's just like natural, beautiful, just hands over mouth. And even what's after that? That's Pose.
Take a look. This is Pose.
Oh, and see, it's like still.
She's dressed like a letter.
She's dressed like a letter. Post. It's so funny.
That to me, that or either Homogenic is probably the most famous Bjork image. You know what I mean? Like it's like if I want to get a Bjork tote or T-shirt, I'm like I want it to be Post or I want it to be Homogenic. Like because those are the ones that are just like Bjork in your face. That's really Post is pretty.
Post is so pretty, and it's such an amazing album too. Like they're a lot of her most famous tracks are off of Post.
Army of Me,
Hyper Ballad, Bops Bops Bops.
That
whole album is fire.
It's so quiet.
That's on that.
Freaky. Oh, that is a good album.
It's a good album. It's such a weird album, but it's still cohesive. It feels like a piece of mail being transmitted all over the world and it's picking up influences as it goes. Like it really feels like a collection of ideas, but still
it has a very kind of like, because some of Bjork's work is more like brooding, kind of like, but this is a more like fast-paced, kind of like manic almost.
Yes.
Energy.
Yeah.
Wait, can I read you the description of Post?
Yes.
Because it's interesting. Okay, so having established herself as one of pop's most effervescent personalities in her debut, Bjork decides to veer into other genres on her third album. The grinding Army of Me signals that she's not just crafting songs for the club. Their joyful cover of It's Oh So Quiet crash lands her in a cabaret, and Hyper Ballad more fully reveals her tender side. Post signals Bjork's drive to forge her own path and follow whatever impulses tickle her boundless creativity.
Wow.
That's so interesting. I wouldn't think of her as effervescent necessarily, but I guess she kind of...
Yeah.
She kind of is, especially in those early days.
Yeah.
I feel like journalists must have such a fun time coming up with like adjectives to describe her. like take her to the source and they're just like, wee, like she's so, I mean, yeah. How do like it almost seems reductive to even be like, oh, she's she's a free spirit. It's like there's a deeper, it implies like a lack of deeper thought or whatever that Bjork has, because she's more than just like a whimsical. Because I feel like it's so easy to like reduce, and I think we touched on this with Fiona too. It's so easy to like reduce these artists who like it seems like it might seem to the untrained ear that there's like it's half-assed or it's chaotic or it's nonsensical or like there's no rhyme or reason, but it's like obviously people who know that there's like such like a deep intention behind every choice, and that's what makes these artists so exciting. Is you're like, oh, like the rain from that or like the audio from that is like from her garden at home, like that's cool or whatever. I don't know. Or like what was that? My thoughts are all over the place, but what was that documentary she had where she was like, it was like she was sound bathing. It was like a minute she was sound bathing plants, and she was just like talking about how like it helps the plants grow. I remember watching that and literally being like, "This is beautiful," but that's Bjork to me. But next album,
I totally agree. By the way, like people, a lot of criticism has been very reductive for her. Like music theory wise, she's doing some banana stuff on all these albums, and it's so intentional. I think this is actually her best album right here. Nostalgique.
She's the one.
She is bathed in Alexander McQueen, I believe.
Oh my god.
That wig, 10 pounds on her head.
Oh my god.
Just going off. It looks like unreal. It looks alien, but this is her. She put this on. This is a photograph.
Oh my god.
Wait. Let me go back because those nails are sickening. Cardi B.
Oh my god, Cardi B couldn't even imagine doing that.
She could never.
Very Queen Amidala.
Yeah.
She also like she's drawing from like 5 million different cultures almost, and I'm not like criticizing her. I'm just like I can see there's like kimono-esque, and then like the neck and then the hair. It's like Bjork is really very much a citizen of the world. But I mean, Hunter was the first song. That's the first Bjork song that I probably ever listened to and like downloaded and like listened to and was like, I'm listening to Bjork. That was like my intro.
So when it came out in 1999 or 1997, you downloaded it.
Yeah,
it was one of the first things you did as a baby.
I was but a year old, and what can I say? I've always had great taste. But what was your intro? Your first morsel of Madame Bjork?
What was my first? Do I actually remember? I believe it's the following album for me, Vespertine. And that is the one I grew.
Sorry, Hunter just started playing.
Sorry, oh no.
My phone, stop it. I'm literally talking about Hunter. They're like,
You're being hunted. You are being hunted.
Oh my god. Brandon Ash Muhammad uses that song to scare me.
Really?
Yeah.
It works 100% of the time.
I know. But sorry, say that Vespertine was your first album.
I believe Vespertine was my first, and then I worked backwards and then forwards out of it. Yeah. And I was like in high school for me.
I'm not much of a Vespertine girl. I can't even. Let's see. Pagan poetry sounds familiar. What are your favorites from that? Oh,
I love pagan poetry. That song, vocals. She's really hitting the top of her like chest voice at the end. It is iconic. The music video where they literally sewed beads into her skin. Iconic. The bead dress, you gotta rewatch. And also having unsimulated sex with her husband, but filtered in the video. Iconic as well.
Wait, did you say unsimulated?
So just sex.
Fully penetrative. I'm gonna start saying that when I hook up. I'm gonna be like, do you want to start having some unsimulated sex?
Like, listen, babe, I've been loving this simulated sex, but I want to leave the simulation and I want to enter
you.
Oh my god, I feel like I've heard this video but haven't seen. Admittedly, the only Bjork video oh my god, why is this song escaping me?
Have a fan.
The most recent video I've seen was The Gate, which is gorgeous.
Oh, that video is off the chain.
That video was like if people are trying to experiment with hallucinogenics, I'm like, watch the gate first. If the gate is too much for you, then do shrooms. And if it's not too much for you, then open your third eye. But I love it. And the garment.
The garment.
Oh my god. I have it. Oh my god. I took a screenshot of it today, and I stared at it for hours. It was that in the Met? Was that look one of hers in the exhibit?
I wonder.
I mean,
oh my god.
I mean, and took 550 hours to make. Custom Gucci. I mean,
Gucci. She's been the fashion queen her whole career, and
I feel like I knew what the swan dress was before I even knew who Bjork was. Even.
So that's what I was gonna say. That was my first introduction to her because she wore it to the Oscars in 2001, which is like when I would have been like conscious of what the Oscars were and award shows, and I remember it being such a big deal, and like her being on like all these like worst dress lists. And she so I was just reading the Wikipedia page for it. She like had 2 copies of the dress made because she couldn't dry clean it, and so she wore one and then auctioned off the other one for less than $10,000, which is crazy. But she also, speaking of simulating, on the red carpet she simulated laying an egg.
And the thing is, she walked so Lady Gaga could also walk, because I don't want to say Lady Gaga's running past Bjork, because I mean, Lady Gaga had an egg red carpet moment where they carried her in that egg and she came in.
Oh my god! Wait, Ben, to yes and what you're saying, she came out of the egg that Bjork
laid. Stop. We
are historians. This is literal history.
This is like breaking news.
This is breaking my mind.
We could sell the story for $1 million to TMZ.
To TMZ and to what was the one that claimed that everyone had an alien baby? I want to say Esquire, but that's wrong. The National Enquirer.
They'll buy it for sure. That I believe it. I mean, Bjork was doing. Here's the thing. I don't want to say that other artists aren't doing crazy shit like as a stunt. I believe there's maybe they're doing it in earnest to some degree, but with Bjork I feel like her choices are like not, it's like that is who she is. She did not decide that day to lay an egg. She was just like a feeling within her and she had to do it.
She was like, what else would this dress do but lay an egg?
It makes complete sense. It's just the logic.
More people need to do stuff like that.
It also, in like retrospect, like obviously hindsight is 2020, but that dress isn't ugly, and it's certainly not ugly compared to what we've seen on the red carpet since.
It's also like, it's not. That's the thing. It's not like by today's standards. If someone wore that, it probably wouldn't. People wouldn't be shocked. They'd be like, "Oh, fun girly, like Dua Lipa, like work." But it's like, it's not a huge outlandish campy swan. It's actually quite tame, and it looks like it's modest. Like it's not taking up an abundant amount of space. It's just like, it's very like elegantly like caressing her body, little tutu. It's tasteful.
There's no like bare skin.
Yes. In fact, we could take a closer look at it because it's on the Vespertine cover. After that whole fiasco, she was like, "I'm just gonna own this." Made it the Vespertine cover.
Oh my god, let's see.
Here it is. This is Bjork with the swan dress.
Oh my!
She's just gorgeous. Bjork is a pretty queen.
Oh,
Jonas has photoshopped my face over Bjork. I will say that photo was taken in Comedy Bar with the tape over my nose.
I was gonna say, no, I remembered because I was like, is your like nose pressed up against a window? I'm like, Aiden.
No, it's the see-through tape, but I don't know where it came from.
Oh my god.
It was just in Comedy Bar. We were like, let's do this.
You were looking incredible in the swan dress.
You do.
You so much.
I could see you in it so clearly.
Oh my god, each of us should have one.
Oh my god. And like it's all the base, like the base is different colors. Like it's all like I'm like pink, like Jonathan's like teal.
Fashion Nova? Hello? Is it there?
Fashion Nova. If Fashion Nova has it, I'll genuinely buy us 3.
I will buy one too.
Like I will get them. I'm sure they're like very like modestly priced, and we could all get one. And it's
for $23
within the hour. Guess what? My aunt gave me like a $25 Amazon gift card, and I don't use Amazon truly. I wouldn't even know how to, if I'm honest. But like, what do I do with this gift card? How do I put it to good use to such a toxic totalitarian company? This
is time.
This is the time. So if anyone wants to donate some more Amazon gift cards to me, I'll put them to good use, and I will find. I do not want to promote that. People start sending us so many Amazon gift cards.
Their stocks are going up.
Oh my god! This headline on the Toronto Star: Toronto podcast Nostalgique skyrockets Amazon stocks. They become unstoppable. And we are the harbingers of the apocalypse, just how I always planned. Oh my god!
And this is how you're canceled today.
I would no. I feel quarantine is the ultimate cancellation. Quarantine canceled us all.
Yeah, that's true.
Should I tweet that? That's not for this. We can't talk about that now. Okay, but I do need to know what are your what's your favorite song? What's your favorite song off Homogenic?
My favorite song off Homogenic, I think. I think like I have 2 because I think like yoga is, I don't know if it's yoga or joga. It has to be yoga.
I think it's yoga. Yeah. All I know is like in high school, like once at a party, some like bro was like, it's yoga, and I've always like retained that.
What bro is?
I mean, I went to an art school, so like
okay. Okay, that's a genre unto itself.
Yeah, a film bro.
They were the sculptors.
The sculptors, girl, the bitches of the school. I mean,
oh my god.
they're actually, you know who were the bitches? Senior band. If you're like in the senior band, you were kind of like a fuck boy. You know, you play the bass. It's like, I get
interesting.
It. But yoga is that's a song.
It's magic. It's magic. But my like low key fave is 5 years. Or no, it's alarm call. It's alarm call. It's alarm call.
Oh,
because the beat is just, I just listen to like the
okay. I had trouble. Wait, go do more because I'm having trouble.
Wait, I'm not good at this.
No, it's fun for me actually.
Okay,
I'm
wait.
just bullying you.
So, like, I need you to do. Okay, you have to do the Bjork over it though, so that like we get the because we got hit by a copyright strike for playing Solange.
That's actually it. They should know this. Wait, Aiden, were you not there for that? Okay.
No.
Off before we started recording, we learned drama that Solange is coming after us.
She is.
Oh my god.
The
beef within the Knowles family makes total sense.
It's okay. Michael's kids are on it. They're actually taking their LSATs now. There's a GoFundMe in my bio to support them as they get their LSATs. Could you imagine? I set up a GoFundMe for Michael's children that don't exist. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if they did exist, Michael. Anyway, my favorite song outside of yoga, I love Pluto.
So good.
I love Pluto. Good. That was like, I remember like a specific playlist I had in like grade 11 or something where Pluto and Yoga were on it among a couple other Bjork songs, and I remember those being like, it's like that's when you go out for your cigarette break from school. You get that.
It's a great song, and I love how it's like a full climax, like a manic breakdown, and then it goes right into all is full of love, which is like the most serene, calm ending, and it's like this is like an emotional catharsis that we just Bjork.
She's truly just like a storm, like in that sense of Bjork will take you on a journey and then afterwards be like, it's okay, like we did that together, girly, and you're like, thank you for telling me. That's my artist description of Bjork. Wait, we have more albums.
We have so many more.
Conscious of the time, and we have Bjork's discography is alarming.
So I mean, she spans like 30 years.
Oh my god! Hi, Michael.
He says, "Aw, thanks, Ben."
I know.
You're starting the GoFundMe.
Yeah, I love accusing people of having children. Michael, if you did have children, I won't be mad. Like, you could tell us the truth. Okay.
Don't be weird about it. Just tell us the truth.
Truly, it's getting weird at this point, Michael. Next album.
Ooh, this album, Volta. I don't know what this outfit is, but I need it.
It's like it's a fruit. It's
a fruit. It has giant feet.
Giant blue feet. That honestly is the Scottish flag.
It's giving me a little bit of like perfume bottle vibes.
Yes. Perfume bottle. I don't know how she gets in or out of this suit.
Or out.
That album is not on my, I know Wanderlust from that album, but that is not an album that I go into a lot. I must admit.
That's very common. Although I frequent a couple of pop girl forums, and they always be dunking on Volta, but I think they're always ATRL, like they're always dunking on Volta, but it's just a jolt of energy, and it's like very earthy, percussive. She works with like a different producer on each album to craft a new sound, and this one she was working with like Timbaland. I don't think they got along very well.
That is an insane combo of people.
It is.
I think because the album, it's like out of all of Bjork's albums, it's the one that feels the most not commercial, because I don't want to seem like that's a read, because like I love commercial music, but it's
formulaic.
Like it just feels a little bit more like not. I don't know.
Oh my god! I'm so sorry. I did this out of order. Oh my god.
Oh my. Wait, it's fine. I didn't think we were going in order. I just thought we were like, oh, this is a fun one. This is a good. Don't worry. No one.
Bjork had, like, I pride myself on knowing like where I am in life when each album drops. So it's like this is ridiculous. Okay, let's finish Volta, but I
did kind of like acknowledge there was a time jump because we went to Homogenic and I was like, okay. I was like, we jumped ahead, but I wasn't upset, and I want you to know that. If anything, I was like, this is great. I love this.
Ben has bangs, and suddenly he's the girl who's mad at you.
I am mean with bangs, honestly. But Volta's like a bit too like, I don't know. You know what? It's a bit too Tune Yardsy for me.
Tune Yards. I love Tune Yards.
I love Tune Yards too. I love Tune Yards too.
But not like for Bjork.
Not for Bjork. Because I know what you mean. It is. I love when you said a jolt of energy. It feels like bright. It feels like it's very percussive. Timberland's beats I feel like, because I actually did not know that. I just felt a little bit more hip hop to me than her other stuff. But that to me didn't translate well, I guess. Mm-hmm. But then again, I haven't listened to that album in like maybe like since high school. So maybe if I listen now, I'd love.
I feel like it might be the album that ages well, because
would you say it's her art pop?
Is it her art?
It's her Joanne.
No, I know what her Joanne is.
Yeah, this is her art pop. I think you're right. This is her art pop, but she has a very distinct Joanne.
Wait, I really hope we pick the same one because I think I know what you're gonna say. Is it?
I think. Okay, I'm gonna call it.
Is it Bastards?
Bastards? Is that Joanne? I was gonna say that, but that's an interesting.
What were you gonna say?
I was gonna say Biophilia was her Joanne, but
here's the thing. This is the twist of the pod. Biophilia is my favorite album.
That's so interesting.
Crystalline is my favorite song.
That is such a good song. Okay, we gotta go through these other.
Okay.
Biophilia. We have to get there. So Volta, but Medulla, the one that came out before Volta, such an interesting album, and at one point was my favorite album just because it's such a bold experiment. She's wearing this helmet out of hair. Medulla is spelt on her neck, on her
beads, it looks like
with these anal beads. Quite an arrangement.
Oh, yeah, and that hairnet, that's iconic. Or
it's fully iconic. The interesting thing about this album is that it was recorded. The whole thing is just done with human voice and like body percussion or like beatboxing. All of the songs. That's it. And they do some manipulation of the voice, like slow it down or manipulate it to have the texture of other instruments. But besides that, it's just like this basically a cappella album, and it's so good. Like it doesn't. I feel like that shtick doesn't stick around for doesn't feel exhausting at all. I think she does a really good job of playing with it.
Yeah. I have an interesting story about this album. Is in my aforementioned high school I went to, there was like a dance show. The seniors were like choreograph a whole show, and there was an iconic dance in my memory to Who Is It? And that to me is and it was kooky. And I remember at one point those girls, and they were all girls, they got on the, and there's a part where they were all like, it was like they were in planks and they're all like shifting their weight to the beat, and it was incredible.
I love that.
I
loved it.
It makes me want to film a dance video to a Bjork song.
Bjork would be great for like contemporary. And I mentioned Crystalline before, but I had an iconic dance to Crystalline today.
I love that.
I did.
This very day.
Because sometimes to get cardio in my room, I just have a dance party sometimes. Because it's just a really fun way to get the blood pumping, FaceTime a friend. It's great. I become this is the health podcast. And drink a smoothie. Clink.
Clink. Here we go.
Oh no, we're all drinking water.
Yeah.
We are a health
Mine's
podcast.
wine. Mine's wine.
We're health. Oh, Aiden. No, I'm kidding.
Imagine.
I actually love that for you.
Your lifestyle.
You know what Jesus said? Come see, come saw. You know, water, wine, wine, water. Same thing.
Exactly.
And you know what Jesus also said? Bjork is fierce.
Bjork is fierce.
I don't know why, but in my head, the sentence, which I know is the wrong quote, but I was like, "Let them eat cake." That was the thing.
You know what Jesus Christ famously said? Let them...
He had a sweet tooth that you would not believe.
Like let the Romans eat cake, and they did.
And they sure did.
Oh my God, I love.
Also, did you guys? Sorry, you say.
No, I was gonna say I love that your Jesus is Marie Antoinette.
I mean, they both had similar fades.
Truly, but what were you saying?
Oh, I was looking at, because I didn't know, the word medulla sounded really like familiar to me, but I didn't know what it was. But it's like the involuntary part of your brain, or the part of your brain that controls involuntary things. So like breathing, sleeping, your heart, vomiting, sneezing.
Stop it! I don't like any of that. Of course, Adonis knows this. I'm like, you are nodding along, like you're like, yeah.
I literally said the word medulla, and I was like, I know that you know.
Yeah, Aiden is fully telling me, like, I hate that. I hate a medulla.
But that is the album. It's like her heaving into the microphone. That's literally what it is.
Wow.
Princess Medulla.
Oh my God. Well, medulla or Medusa turn you to stones.
Ooh.
I just came from an improv class doing wordplay. Fun.
Did you guys see the feminist Medusa statue where she had cut off Prometheus's head?
I was gonna say Peter Gabriel, so that sounds more accurate.
She cut off Peter Gabriel's head.
They were so mean to Medusa.
I know. It's like, okay, she has snakes for hair. Go off.
That's actually so sickening. And if someone had snakes for her today,
imagine she had little snake baby bangs.
Oh my God, I would love
it. But how? Because does that mean we have to like cut snakes?
No, they were little snakes.
They're just little snakes. Okay, good.
It is like no. Oh my God. But what if you had like a pixie cut of all snakes?
Little snakes all around.
Oh my God. Rihanna dreadlocks, but their snakes would be sick.
Also, also this to go off that Madonna. Can't believe I said that. Rihanna playing Medusa in a movie.
Iconic.
Where it's like the
that
villain,
would be so good.
Like the villain backstory. I would love it.
And Bjork should be in that movie. Her film career. I just. Oh. I literally have it written here. I'm like, we must touch it.
that was your medulla speaking.
That was my medulla. Oh my god, yeah. I love that. I don't think, but can I be real? I don't think I have a medulla.
So everything for you is like conscious decision, like every.
I think you only have a medulla.
Honestly, yeah, that's more it. I get like an MRI and like he starts crying. He's like, I don't know how you live this long. You're all medulla. I literally am though. Honestly, I am. I burnt my tongue today. I wasn't paying attention. And oh my god, actually no, that's for off the pod. Oh my god, I sound so secretive today.
I know, I love it.
Oh my god. But I must say
film career.
I imagine this is the type of person I am. I'm gasping, remembering her film career, all to say I haven't seen Dancer in the Dark.
Wait. Because when you say her film career, it's literally one film, and that is the one.
I haven't. But okay, this is like a true disease I get, where if a movie is like hyper referenced in the culture, I truly just think I've seen it. Like I feel like I've seen The Godfather. I feel like I've seen Titanic, even though I've truly never have sat down and seen those movies. But I could probably like convince someone that I did. I truly thought I had seen Dancer in the Dark. I truly thought I had, and like I was just like, of course it's Bjork and she's there. But that's like all I knew.
Can I ask, what do you think happens in Dancer in the Dark?
Oh my god!
Okay, I love this, and I can't wait. I can't wait for you to tell me the truth.
I don't. Okay.
Because I remember the trailer, and from what I can gauge in the trailer, she is a woman. She is in love. There might be a rural land. The quality is already like, no, girl. Okay, so the rural landscape implied to me, I'm like, she is living a life in solitude. She is not isolation, but she has foregone society. She's living with her lover, but then there's drama.
Oh my god.
That's most of it.
Wait, really? No. Okay, what is your version of the movie that is the real one?
Okay, Dancer in the Dark. She does play a woman. You got that right.
Okay. Aiden, mark it.
Coming out on top.
Ben 1. Sonar 0.
Sonar 0. Sonar, you gotta step up your game.
Every game.
She lives in this trailer with her son, and she's essentially going blind. She lives in this like industrial American town, and basically the movie is about her struggle to take care of him in this very harsh world. But she's a very like happy-go-lucky. I don't want to say ditzy because I feel like that undermines who she is.
She's like Bjork. She's a bit Bjorky.
She's Bjork. I think like it's a Lars von Trier movie, so it kind of is like a Manic Pixie Dream Girl. Yeah. And the film enters musical sequences as part of like her kind of, I think, her mania essentially. Right. You should watch it.
I really should.
Emotionally prepare yourself.
I should, because we have similar tastes in movies. We've talked about movies before, and I love your taste, and you have recommended movies to me that I've ended up loving, a la Portrait of a Lady on Fire.
I've done the same. I cried watching The Rider. It was so good.
The Rider's messed up. Chloe's, I saw Nomadland, her new movie.
So excited for it. I can't wait.
really good. If you liked The Rider, it feels like a very like it's a very like it's like I don't want to say like because The Rider is perfect to me, but it's like she's evolved a bit. You can tell she has more resources and it's a bigger picture.
I love that.
Oh, it's so good. But Dance in the Dark, I must see because I mean she was nominated for the Oscar, so she's great. My question is, how Bjorky is she? Like, is it like a transformation, or is it like? And like, I also let me be on the record to say, I think I do not give a shit how hard anybody is acting. I don't care about method. Whatever someone's like, oh, they took months to prepare. I'm like, I don't care. Were they good in the movie or not? Like, if Bjork is cast in a movie to do what she does as Bjork, I'm like, that's beautiful, and that takes talent still. So I'm not looking for a transformation, but what I am curious about is like, is the movie like a catalyst for Bjork, or is it like Bjork took the script and was like, I will play this character?
Okay, let's get into this because, first of all, do you know the drama behind Dancer in the Dark?
No, not really.
Okay.
Or at all.
So there's a lot to get into. It's like I feel so bad for Connor, but like we have to get into this. I'm sorry.
We have to get into. Don't worry, Connor.
So
don't worry.
We have Connor tied up, doing tech for us, and he's begging to be free.
It's taxing. It's exhausting. It's hard work, and he is doing it for us. Thank you. So the director of Dancer in the Dark, Lars von Trier, has a way that he writes women in the first place.
Yeah.
Kind of I think he removes a certain amount of intellect and just throws them into violent situations, which he himself remarks upon in his latest film, The House That Jack Built. Don't watch it. It's just violence against women. He's kind of bad. He's kind of a douche. In fact, in the making of Dancer in the Dark, he pushed Bjork so hard to the point where she decided she would never do a film again because the experience on set was so traumatic for her. That being said, and despite the character itself kind of feeling like the intellect and the agency kind of removed from it, Bjork gives herself so much to the role that I think she transcends the whole dilemma and gives just an iconic film performance that really works for the movie. So ultimately, I think it's a good movie, and I think it's a great performance. She's definitely the best part of the whole thing, I'd say.
I love that. I just hate like that stupid, ugly pattern of like male directors just like abusing actresses.
Yeah,
that's just bad. That's bad directing. Like that's literally not your job. Your job is to support them in their path to discovering the character and getting it inside of them, not torturing them.
Yeah. Also, I'll say this: if you have to like scream at someone or like be abusive to someone to get your point across, you're not a good director. You need to learn how to communicate. And that is another Ben talk. But yeah, that's so upsetting to know that because you know, I truly
I love this.
I hope someone reports that. That cannot that is just it goes to my head. It really does. But I'm gonna watch the movie though, for sure. It's been on my radar for years, and I thought I saw it, but I guess I never really did. But now I will. But I'm glad I'm gonna watch it knowing what I know. Because I think that's important.
I do think you'll enjoy it. The soundtrack is great, but other music that is great from her is your favorite album.
Biophilia. Oh my god! Oh my god!
Iconic.
You are my favorite. This is. I'm taking a screenshot right now.
Yeah. Okay. Let me.
I got it.
Good.
I'm screaming. I can't wait to send it to my friend. My friend Mitch is the one who got me into Bjork, and like this was the album we were listening to together. Listen to that. That is so funny.
Can I send this to? I should have put. I wish I like submitted this as fan art for the Sonar competition. Now I did.
And guess what? You would have won. You would have won.
You would have.
And I don't know who did win the fan art competition. And I'm not going to be bitter about it. Okay.
You sound like Mariah Carey. I don't know her.
And I just want to say I do wish them well, and I wish them well, and I hope that winning the fan art competition gave them whatever they needed. And I don't know. I just think it's kind of sad. I just think it's kind of sad, actually, to win something is just not a good look in 2020. That's it. To win something is not a good look in 2020.
That's a second tweet.
That's the second tweet. What was the first? I truly forgot the first tweet.
We all got canceled by quarantine. I think.
All got canceled.
Yeah.
It has canceled us all.
She has canceled. Quarantine. I mean, never mind. That's a Bjork album. We can't get into
Quarantina.
But I love Biophilia. Crystalline, as I said before.
I think you have a type.
I really do. I truly have.
Because Pluto and Crystalline have that same kind of like that hard-hitting electronic energy, but it's supported by strong songwriting.
Oh my god, I really do. And Bjork is really crazy in that way, where you can you can pick the Bjork you like. Because oh my god, you're a music psychiatrist. Because that you truly enlighten me. I'm like, you're right.
Yeah. Maybe I'll get a master's degree from York.
So beautiful.
Therapy. Future plans, goals.
You as a musical therapist would be. I mean, CBC Gem, get on it, because that's a show. Being Erica, but with music.
Oh
my god, that's actually not bad.
Let me write this down.
You're pitching.
Being Erica.
Okay, writer's room. What day? What day are we free?
Tonight. All night.
Okay.
All
We'll
night.
write it all night.
All nighter. We'll have a spec. We'll have a script by
Friday.
6 a.m.
6 a.m. It can be done.
It can be done. I'll order us the cold brews. Okay. I actually would watch that show, though. Full disclosure. I absolutely.
Being Erica?
Any day. I love Being Erica. All the episodes are free on CBC Gem. Why am I talking about CBC Gem so much? It's manifestation.
It is. It's coming.
But I do love Crystalline, and I do love that album. What are your songs that you like from that album? Because it's, to you, that's your Joanne, you said.
That's my Joanne. I definitely think Crystalline it's my favorite song, and I kind of forget that it exists occasionally, and I'm so glad that I do, because every time I play the album and get back to that song, it is just the end. That was actually the first Bjork song I tried sharing with friends to get them on my side, and they rejected me. I was outcast.
Oh my god!
And I'm all the better for it. It made me stronger.
You don't need
outcast.
I was outcast.
Outcast. You joined. Oh my god! That was
great for my career.
You're an art. You're a top charting artist now, part of Outcast. But that's a good album that. I would maybe use that to be like, oh, this is a good Bjork album to start. You're not gonna want to start with a medulla.
You don't start with.
You know what I mean? You're not gonna want to start with a medulla. You're gonna want to start with, a homogenic.
A homogenic. I think most people do Post as their Bjork introduction.
Post is to me, she's the Bjork album.
Mm-hmm.
Might not be my. I do love it. When I say it's not my favorite, but I feel like that's the one where I'm like, if we could only fit one in the time capsule, it's would it be Post? Would it?
I think so.
But what about your time capsule?
My a time capsule describing me.
And you can only pick 3 Bjork albums.
Homogenic, Vespertine, Volnacura.
Oh my god.
So let's get into Volnacura.
Yeah, we haven't talked about it at all.
This is the cover.
Oh my god.
Full late.
Oh my god,
just icon.
I am done. It really looks like Abba was That's ABBA, man. Oh my god.
That's ABBA.
This is how she walked into 22 minutes. She's like, I'm here. The queen has arrived.
Truly, and ABBA, you've been killing it on 22 minutes.
So, best part of the show. So good.
Literally the best. And I say this to ABBA, I say to everyone, even if I had no clue who ABBA Makwana is, I would be like, oh, funniest part of the show. Hands down. Hands down. Truly. All you have to just like watch ABBA sketches. They're the best.
Oh yeah.
When ABBA calls Nova Scotia Novi Scotia,
It's iconic.
I cannot get that out of my head. Oh my god.
It's iconic.
But that's your fave. That's one of your faves.
That's one of my faves because it's like that felt like Bjork's return to form for me. Even though that's the first album that came out since I started listening to her religiously.
Yeah. When did it come out? Oh,
that was 2015. This was after her divorce with her husband of 13 years, and it shows.
Oh, the Black Lake of it all.
This is the Black Lake. This is the MoMA. This is the moment.
This that you should work for the MoMA because they could make like that. This is the MoMA. This is the moment.
Okay. This is a writer's room. We're generating
ideas.
Hello. Right? Being Erica music therapy.
Hearing it out loud, I'm like, still good.
Brilliant.
But this era, Bjork was also this is the Masks, the James Mary of it all.
Mm-hmm.
And like, wait, I'll let you finish writing your note.
I got it.
But I will say that this album is like an album that I'm aware of, but I don't know a lot. I like Black Lake. I like what's the other song I like?
She has Stonemilker. She has Lion Dog, Lion Chair, Lion Dog, Lion
Song.
Lion
Chair. Lion Chair. Lion headphones. Lion sonar. Lion band.
This is the whole narrative. She went back to the string section. She was like, she got her ink well and her quill and her sheet music, and she was writing the notes down. And this was her first collaboration with Arca, I believe. Iconic musician.
I mean, if you're not listening to Arca, what are you doing? I mean, Arca, start with Time, because that's a good intro song where you're like, oh, beautiful, like eases you in, and then get into any song after that. Like, what's the one I really love?
I love
call it up.
Arca's earlier EP, Stretch 2. I think if you're like instrumental, like just beats, that is just fascinating. And my favorite off this latest album is Make It Fait.
So fun. Dancing to that the part was like, no Uber, me Lyft. I'm like, I love iconic. I mean, I love Calor, I love Watch, but I mean KLK with Queen Rosalia, which actually, okay, I'm just gonna voice a quick grievance with Rosalia. She did win a Latin Grammy. She's not Latin, she is Spanish. Just had to like, when I found that out, I was kind of like, oh, okay. Anyway,
it's important. There's a distinction.
It is a distinction, but Latin people be weird that way sometimes, where they're like, well, we like you enough. But whatever. But Arca, because like Bjork's new album is all Arca. Like it is. Arca, like how did they meet? Like what is this? Do you know any of this? Because I don't know their story.
I did know this. I think they started texting and they just fell in love over the phone and then started collaborating. And Bjork, Arca, and Jesse Kanda, I believe is his name, is an album artist. Had this just like artistic holy trinity of them collaborating, making art, and it just never stopped. Bjork truly fell in love with Arca. Like it's
and you can tell too. It's like it's more than like, oh, this person's hot right now, I'm gonna like pluck them for a feature. It's like, no, like you, my child. It really feels like Bjork's like embrace art, and like they like come from very different worlds. Like Bjork is in Iceland, like Arca is a genderqueer. Do they identify as trans? I'm actually not sure.
I believe so. I believe so. But
Chilean, like they're on like literally opposite sides of the world, but like they're still like similar in like their freaky nature.
Yeah, it's fascinating, and I'm very glad to have this collaboration existing in this world. And their second collaboration, another full album, is Utopia.
And we can I say something? So before also, I mean, iconic. This is like James Mary, I think, is the artist who like she does like they hooked up in that I mean like collab. So many her mask, like her I mean maybe I would love if they did. Like her like iridescent, almost like a tropical flowery, buggy, still kind of like McQueen, but like new McQueen, because new McQueen is very like that vibe. But I love that for her. But wait, what was I saying? This is so weird. I lost my full train of thought. I was talking about
Arca. We're talking about
Bjork. Oh, this is what I was gonna say. Arca and Bjork's relationship, to me, it's like it makes me happy being like, oh, Bjork will never be like a relic. Like Bjork is still like so engaged in like new music and like what new artists are doing, that Bjork is like, I feel like she'll just keep on until she's like a million years old.
This is a common pop queen trap where you have this legacy, but you want to stay relevant. And I feel like a lot of pop queens end up working with the wrong producers that keep them like years back in terms of trends, and they end up sounding stale and irrelevant. And Bjork doesn't fall into that trap. Well, mostly because Bjork has always been a provocateur, an artiste ahead of the curve. But her continued curiosity for searching for fruitful musical partnerships has been such a helpful trait for her staying fresh. I love that she just works with a producer one time and then hard dips and never sees them again. Except for Arca.
I love just Bjork straight up ghosts them. They wake up, Bjork's gone.
On the day of everything, block them on all socials.
I would love that though. If I found out that Bjork did that, I would be like, I love her even more. I'm like, this is it. What tells me? Oh my god. So that, but Utopia, I was saying, oh yeah, this is actually what I was saying. Before we went live, I said jokingly, even though Jonas did not know I was joking, I was like, yeah, Utopia is my favorite album. And the decorum that Jonas upheld, he refused to rightfully shade me in any way, because for anyone's favorite album to be Utopia is wild. But you were smiling, but I said this before, your eyes were searching. And you were trying to find a way to like, I don't know, maybe like move on, pretend you didn't hear me. I hope that Aiden responded instead of you.
Yeah, I was looking to Aiden to help me. I was afraid of what I would do next.
No, I was too. That's why I literally had to be like, I'm joking. I swear. Not like a bad.
I've never seen someone backpedal like that before. We were like, it was just a bit.
Normally I commit, but I was like, I can't have anyone thinking I love Utopia.
I can see, like, if you removed so many tracks, I could see it being a fave, and maybe even her best. But there's a lot. She gave us a lot, maybe too much music.
A lot of the songs were kind of like, I'm like, oh, you just gave me like another track, but like tweaked it slightly almost. It just kind of felt like a bit repetitive almost.
Repetitive. I think maybe she was just getting something off her chest, because it came out 2017, 2 years after Valkyria. And I noticed that some artists do this, where after releasing a very emotionally heavy album, like Valkyria for her, I know Dirty Projectors released Dirty Projectors. Wild. Maybe we'll cover another Nostalgique.
I would love, oh my god, I love Dirty Projectors.
I love Dirty Projectors. They too released this super heavy emotional album, and I feel like it's often followed up very quickly by something lighter, fresher, something where the songs can actually tour easy instead of having to dig back deep into that emotional recess every time they want to go outside.
You are absolutely right. Artists love to do that.
Yeah, you are right.
Which is why I think in quarantine we are seeing some melancholic BOPs, because maybe that these artists know, like, I'm not going to be touring, so I'm gonna be Fleet Foxes, just dropping saddies.
Everybody is Fleet Foxes. Taylor Swift was Fleet Foxes.
Taylor Swift was Fleet Foxes. If people don't, Taylor Swift is not Taylor Swift anymore. She is Fleet Foxes until she moves on to her next phase. But even like Phoebe Bridgers' new album, it's like, but actually no, that album could tour and you could definitely dance to it. But like, I mean, still sad.
Mm-hmm.
And I love sad music.
And we're about to get some new Ariana and Adele at the end of this month.
Wow. Right.
I'm excited for new Ariana. I'm scared for new Adele.
I love this though. I'm excited and scared for both. Is there a way to do like a nostalgique listening party? Because I feel like that would be wild.
Ben, can I say I'm more nervous for Ariana just because she's done so many albums back to back that I'm like, is this like the opposite of Third Time's the Charm?
Yeah, I don't know. This is wild, right? Because she did. What was the order?
Sweetener, and then
Thank You Next was like year after, same year. I think it was the year.
Same year, maybe.
It was within the same like 12 months, but the next calendar year.
Wow, but I mean, that's
like I think that they were like 8 months apart.
I go by school time.
True. The year September.
Did it come out in summer or during school? Okay, but that
during school.
I'm excited. I feel like Ariana will be fun, but for Adele, it's like I feel like there's a lot riding on it. Like I feel like we're gonna be projecting a lot of what we want or maybe what we need, and what if we're disappointed? What if it's a ska album?
Ooh.
I mean, well, she also has to make up for that horrific Instagram post.
Oh. I mean, so it'll be a soca album.
Forget.
It'll be a soca album, absolutely.
Adele
is baiting and she's releasing a soca album, and
the only thing. Can I say?
I forgot about that picture.
It's still posted. She never deleted it.
I don't understand Adele at all.
The thing is, it's like, did she post it because she felt like she's like, I know I can do it, I'm Adele, like, or like, did she? I feel like she just didn't know.
My big gripe with this, and my partner's right there, and he has known how I have gone off about this picture for this one reason. How it's not a good picture. Why is it like, doesn't she have a social media publicist?
Oh, absolutely not.
Photographer? She's like Beyonce level record sales. How is this such a bad that picture could be literally anyone?
You're absolutely right. It's hard to decipher who she is. And I'll say this, all of her posts are bad, and like they're like blurry. It's like it's like Adele, like she's more of like a mom on Instagram than anything.
It's so weird.
Oh my god, will she ever delete it? I'm sure she must have gotten, I mean, someone on her team must have told her, yeah, this picture definitely caused a stir. Like, she must know in some capacity that this picture is more than just a post, and it's become something else, and she doesn't care to delete.
I guess not.
I feel like deleting is like admitting defeat to some people, and it's like sometimes you need to be defeated.
I think Adele's a Taurus. Am I making that up? Is she a Taurus? Oh my god, Aiden, look it up. And oh my god, then we have to wrap it up. But while we wrap it, Aiden, I have to say that she is a Taurus? I knew it. I'm looking at the camera. I knew it, and that's my Ben talk. But I need to ask you, what's the last Bjork song you want to listen to before you die? I know.
Oh my god.
I had to raise the stakes.
No way.
I have to answer that first?
Aiden, you answer first, and then Jonas.
I'm gonna say human behavior, and I'm cheating because I pulled up her top tracks on.
Well, it's one of her top tracks, and Human Behavior is actually a great song. So not a bad answer. Mine clearly would be Crystalline. No, not it would not. I was listening to that a lot today, and I really just like, I was just like, you know, when you just like have so many fun memories tied to a song, that's me for her, and I really do love her. But oh my god, has the time come?
I think it can only be one. It can only be one. It would be a duet with me and Bjork, and we'd be singing "It's So Quiet." Shh, it's so still. Shh, you're all alone. Shh, and so peaceful until you ring that bell. You shout, you yell, ba 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 ba. You cast a spell. Wow! The whole thing.
I love how maybe there was a
Bjork finds that.
I just love how maybe you would have played this as a song bite because of copyright issues. We are singing it.
We sang it.
Honestly, and the thing is, I don't think that exists outside of the realm of possibility that you and Bjork could sing that duet. And if anything, that is where'd the star go? Oh my god. This is truly not a stunt. I can't find the star. Oh, I found it. Okay. It's fine. Okay. And Jonas, that is why the star today goes to you.
Oh my, thank you so much.
Imagine if you had it. That would be. We should have played it. Okay, for next time.
Next time, we'll plan a bit for the very end of
our podcast. I mentioned Fleet Foxes before, and I might want to talk about Fleet Foxes next time.
Fleet Foxes.
Is that crazy to talk about Fleet Foxes next time?
Oh my gosh.
Nobody's into it. Nobody's into it.
No.
No, it's okay.
I think can we do like a range of artists? Because I want to do a Guitar Boy episode, like an alt Guitar Boy. Because Dirty Projectors is in there, Fleet Foxes is in there,
Wild Nothing.
In there. I put Bon Iver. I'll put you in there.
Wild Nothing.
Wild Nothing. There is a Guitar Boy, like that indie, like not pop, but like bubbling under Guitar Boy that's a genre, a mood, a vibe unto itself. And I think that's worth investigating.
Oh my god, investigate. And we are inspectors in our own right.
That's right.
Oh my god. As an inspector, I must ask you, Jonas, do you have anything you would like to plug before we leave?
Thank you. I'd love to plug my show right here on Bad Dog Comedy TV, High Tea with the Jonas Charlie. It's a weekly little talk show. That's Wednesdays at 4:30 why did I say a.m.? PM. What's that?
Set an alarm for 7:30 a.m. Splash some water in your face and
don't sleep. It is up there. 4:30 p.m. Also follow Untitled Black Sketch Project, Canada's first Black Sketch Ensemble, on all social medias at Untitled Black Sketch Project. Yes. Very exciting things coming.
Oh yes, and guys, honestly, follow because the cast. I mean, ABBA, part of the cast, incredible. AJ, Coco. I mean, it's Alan Shane Lewis, incredible. Doesn't stop there.
Incredible.
Follow. I'm so excited, and I know nothing. I can't wait.
It is. I'm very excited. It's gonna be very good. And lastly, my NFB documentary short, I Am Gay, is out. Please check that out on the NFB website under the line of programming called The Curve, which also has a bunch of other wonderful short documentaries about this moment in time. And that's it for now. But we I actually do have another thing. Take a listen to season 2 of Tony Ho on CBC podcasts. I am a contributing writer.
Oh, okay, fun. Oh my god, I didn't know that.
Give a listen, and that's it. I promise.
I'm obsessed. Please, if you haven't watched AJ's documentary, it's so good. Documentaries might be a daunting word for some. it's 10 minutes. It's a short doc. It's funny. It's really sweet. It's you. Oh my god. It's great. And oh my god, your sister
beautifully lit.
Beautifully lit. Golden hour is at all times. Also check out AJ's Instagram for the outtakes with his sister. The funniest. I truly love it so much.
It's so much funnier than me. I'm so upset about it.
And also like the prettiest, most stylish person.
She really has it all, and that's why her name is Majesty.
Oh, truly.
Oh my god.
Oh my god, you are all royal majesties to me.
Thank you.
You're my majesties.
Oh my god, and I have nothing to plug.
And neither do I.
Thank you for watching, and thank you, Connor. We love you. Everybody say thank you, Connor.
Thank you, Connor.
Thank you, Connor.
Bye.
Thank you, Bad Dog. Thank you, Sonar.
Thank you, Sonar. Thank you, Bad Dog. Thank you, Sonar. Thank you, Bad Dog. And YouTube. You freaks. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.